In this video, I'm going to interview an eXp millionaire and how he became a millionaire by leveraging the eXp platform, and we're getting started right now. Hey there, my name is Ian Flanagan. I've been a real estate investor for 15 years, and I've been leveraging the eXp Realty platform with my real estate license for the past 4.5 years, and it has completely changed the game. So if you want to learn more about how eXp Realty can change your business and your wealth and your future, be sure to tap subscribe and hit that little bell so you'll be notified each week when I release a new video. And honestly, we have agents and brokers reaching out to us from all over Canada and the United States every single month, and we absolutely love it. So if you want to have a deeper conversation and really learn how the eXp Realty business platform can transform your business and your wealth, be sure to give me a call, shoot me a text message, send over an email, however you want to communicate. I look forward to having a business conversation with you soon. So in this interview, you're going to discover how Pat Hayes, which is my sponsor and team leader, how his team is closing over 900 transactions per month. Yes, I said that correctly, 900 transactions per month, and he's actually going to reveal that on this call, so make sure you stay around to the very end, and I hope you enjoy the call. All right, guys, I got a very exciting guest on today's call. I have Pat Hayes out of San Antonio, Texas, and man, wrangling this guy down and getting him to give me a little bit of his time was really tough to do. We've been going back and forth trying to line this up, but real quick, just so everybody knows who you are. Well, this is my buddy Pat Hayes, San Antonio, Texas. He's been in real estate. I'm going to let him tell his story, but man, he has built an incredible business with eXp, and I'm going to let him kind of share that. So Pat, man, hey, how are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing awesome, Ian, and thanks for having me on. And yeah, a little bit about myself here. Pat Hayes here in San Antonio, Texas, with eXp Realty. Been selling real estate here in San Antonio for a little over 7 years. I started my career at a boutique brokerage firm. Before real estate, I was actually owned multiple businesses, bought and sold multiple businesses, and then before that, right out of college, I did medical sales here in San Antonio for a little over 6 years. And enjoyed that, but I was on that kind of that corporate America hamster wheel where I really wanted to get off. And so I left corporate America, bought a few businesses, built those up, sold those, and then always had a passion for real estate. And ended up getting my real estate license and joining that boutique brokerage firm after I sold my last business at the end of 2013. So jumped in 2014 at that boutique brokerage firm. My first year as a single agent, I sold about $3.2 million in production, and really wanted to go to the next level. And the only way for me to do that back then was to become the traditional team leader in real estate, hire a few buyer's agents. So I did. I created the Pat Hayes Group, hired 2 buyer's agents, 2015. We did 12.5 million in production, 61 transactions, having a lot of fun, making a lot of great money, really educating myself to be the best team leader that I could. And then I ended up getting a life-changing phone call December of 2015 for me to check out eXp, and it's been a game changer ever since at eXp Realty.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot. So Pat, what were you doing? So right before you got your real estate license, I know you had a headache, which I know your story, but for people that are seeing and meeting you for the first time here, tell us a little bit about what you're doing right before you got your real estate license and started into real estate, because I know you had some interesting things happen.
Yeah. And so I had sold my last business in September of 2013. And then in between joining that boutique brokerage firm, in December of 2013, I was a private investor for a digital media marketing company. And within about 6 months, I had lost a large investment of over $300,000 in that company. So I made a big mistake. Like, you know what? I didn't want to go back to corporate America and get on that hamster wheel again. So I said, you know what? I've got to make this real estate gig work. And man, I dove straight in and I just started hustling and doing open houses 7 days a week. And I didn't have a lot of money for, lead gen and buying Zillow leads and Realtor.com leads. And so I did it the, kind of the hard way and kind of the, I call it the smart way. I just started doing open houses 7 days a week. I went and found a builder community. And back then it was a Ryland home community. And I became really good friends with the builder rep. And I just said, hey, listen, here's my story. I've got to hustle. I've got to make this work. I'm willing to do open houses 7 days a week. He looked at me, thought I was crazy. He said, what realtor does an open house 7 days a week? I said, I'm your guy. And so that's how I grew my business, really doing open houses 7 days a week. And then it was 6 days a week, then 5 days a week, then 4 days a week, because I was out showing all these buyers, all these houses, and had to leverage myself and start a team. So, it was a kind of bittersweet. It was tough for me to lose a lot of that money, but it was a game changer for me to, have that mindset and that drive to make real estate work. And 7 years later, I'm here.
Yeah, well, you answered some of my questions. I was going to ask you about your first year, and I mean, that's pretty crazy to think that you did open houses 7 days a week to build your business, but hey, that's how you got it to launch. And everybody kind of gets into the business a little bit different, but I always see people that if they don't have success, it's, to me, it's obvious they're just not doing the activities that lead to driving business. So let me ask you this question. What advice would you give your newbie self again? So when you're talking to newer agents, whatever, because you know, some people may be experiencing this or some people may be new to the business. What advice would you give a new agent?
You know, and there's a lot of things that I did wrong, but you know, honestly, you know, find a good mentor. You know, look at somebody that's been successful in the business and take him to lunch, take him to coffee, pick their brain so you don't make a lot of those mistakes that are very costly sometimes. You know, that's one thing that I did not do. And so, you know, I became a Tom Ferry student. And so I spent my first year $12,000, you know, on you know, coaching. And, you know, what I could have done for free is I could have literally just called up other agents in my backyard that I know that have been very successful and just let them know, hey, I'm a new agent here in San Antonio. I'm looking to grow my business. You know, can I just, you know, reach out to you? Can I pick your brain? Can I take you to lunch? Can I take you to dinner? Can I go have some cocktails with you? And just ask you how you grew your business. You know, how did you, you know, do, you know, $30 million your third year? You know, I want to talk to you about that. And so, you know, there's a lot of agents out there that are kind of shy about talking to these successful agents, you know? And so, you know, just get out of your comfort zone. And, you know, I wish I would have done that more. I did do that to a few agents, but I wish I would have done that without having to spend that initial, you know, $12,000 investment to be a Tom Ferry student. And I could have got the same information for free just by picking other agents' brains.
Yeah. So there's something you said a minute ago that I really want to kind of go back to, because you never hear agents say this. So tell me a little bit about what your business was like before that life-changing phone call and what made the decision of why you made the switch over to eXp.
Yeah, you know, and I was happy over that boutique brokerage firm. You know, I was their first agent and I helped them get their office to about 65 agents in a little over 2 years. And, you know, I didn't really know any different. I had never been at another brokerage firm, and I was just grinding away, having fun, growing my business, enjoying real estate, educating myself, like I said, to be the best team leader that I could be, making great money, having fun. And then I ended up getting that life-changing phone call December of 2015 from my mentor and sponsor now with eXp, Scott Lewis, wanted me to have an open mind to take a look at another business model that I had never even heard of. I didn't even hear of eXp. And I said, well, you know what? I want to know my competition. If there's another brokerage firm coming into my market, I want to know who they are and what their business model is all about. And so I had that open mind, which I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't just say no. I wanted to hear about it, you know. I wanted to hear who these guys were coming into my market with this brokerage firm called eXp that I had never heard of. And so I sat down and took a look at the business model, you know, 55 months ago, and I saw that, wow, this was a no-brainer for me and for my team to join eXp. And so it's been a game changer. It's life-changing. I know those are some big words, but I'll get into my story, how eXp has changed my life here in a little bit though. But, you know, it's an unbelievable business model. I've never seen anything like this. And I'm just so blessed that I did have that open mind to take a look at another business model, because there's a lot of agents out there, whenever you try and talk to them about, you know, another brokerage firm or whatnot, you know, hey, they're happy, you know, they've got their guard down or whatnot. Hey, I totally understand, but you know what, you know what you're saying no to. And so I just wanted to check it out. I wasn't interested in really making a move. I just wanted to see who these guys were and take a look at the model. And, you know, 4 hours later, I was blown away and I was like, man, I'm all in. This is it.
Yeah, there's a saying that I hear a lot of agents say when they're looking at the company, when they're learning about all the different benefits, is if half of this is true, I'm in.
Right.
Right? We've heard that. So talk a little bit about, I mean, because there's so much information and there's so many different benefits to the company, but talk a little bit about what your team structure looked like back then and what it looks like today, because you have some really big numbers, but really kind of explain to everybody how you've evolved your business and why that's been a game changer for your business.
Sure,
Not only that, your family.
Yeah. And so, you know, eXp's got an amazing model where, you know, for one, we can keep on selling real estate. For two, we can start acquiring stock and truly building wealth as a realtor. And then the third one is the revenue sharing model, where you can attract agents to the organization and get paid very handsomely for doing that, because we don't have corporate paid recruiters out there like the big box brokerage firms, growing the company for us. We as the shareholders are growing the company for us. So if you choose to attract agents to the model, which I've chosen to do so, you can get compensated very handsomely for it. So since I took advantage of doing that, I've been able to personally sponsor 41 agents to the organization in 55 months. Out of those 41 agents, it's grown into a revenue share organization of over 2,300 agents spanning 45 states, 5 Canadian provinces, and Australia. And so that is my revenue share organization. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. We did over, almost close to 900 transactions last month. Actually, 891 transactions my team and I did last month. And so, those are some big numbers, right?
So
big
say
numbers.
that again. You got paid on 981 transactions.
Yep. Just a little percentage. Yeah, it's almost like a referral fee.
Like a little small slice out of each one of those transactions. Yeah, that's the mind-blowing part about how this can grow and evolve. And just like you said, you had no idea about it. It blew your mind. But not only that, they painted the picture of kind of what was possible. Because, I came in with you probably 4 or 5 months after that, but I wasn't focused on it because I was so busy with my investment company and then our national coaching company. So it took me a couple of years to finally see what was happening with you guys. And not only that, just the number one, the top people in the company.
Right.
It's been pretty amazing. So let me ask you this. I'll ask you this question is, what would be your message to agents and brokers about eXp that they may not know?
Yeah, and for me, it's what I saw was the opportunity to build an exit strategy for themselves and for their family and for their business. I love real estate, just like Ian, you love real estate. It's our livelihood, it's our passion. That's why we got into it. But I don't want to be 80 years old still grinding and putting lock boxes on the front doors and signs in the front yard because I didn't take advantage of an opportunity that gave me an exit strategy in real estate. Real estate, you're really only as good as your last sale. Or if you've got a big database, then, you're a big team leader, a big broker, you sell your database and kind of exit the industry. And that's kind of your exit strategy. And so for eXp, I saw this was a way for me to truly build wealth and build another, passive income stream from the revenue share model, keep on selling real estate. But whenever I wanted to stop, slow down, and retire, I've got something to fall back on, which any other brokerage firm out there, once you're done, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, that was one of the big takeaways for me being an investor is, looking at, because as an investor, it's like you're looking at equity, which is the appreciation over time that you can pull out of property, and then also cash flow, which is buying properties and getting them generating cash. So that's exactly what I saw was you have your sales business. Now you're adding wealth building through the stock, over time, and that accumulation of wealth, and then building the cash flow with other agents. But man, I didn't know that number, over 900 closings. But here's that's happening every single month, right?
Every month. Yeah. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because now, just by building that foundation of 41 agents, I now have 130 agents joining my revenue share organization every 30 days. The last 30 days, I had 130 agents join my 7 tiers of revenue share, my 7 tiers of revenue share organization. They joined 130 agents. Just think, I mean, I've talked to brokers out there that they've been in business for 10, 15, 20 years, and they have nowhere near 130 agents.
Yeah.
And I had 130 agents joining me without even doing anything.
I know. I love following you on social media. It's like you had 180 agents or 130 agents join your team while you're out in the ocean, deep sea fishing and having fish fries on the weekend.
That's right.
But that's freedom. And we all get into real estate because we want the freedom, but rarely do people actually get the freedom because the freedom is the time.
Right.
The time. And that's the thing about, being a realtor is Saturdays and Sundays are your biggest days. It's basically like, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then you're writing contracts till 1 a.m.
Yep.
So you have this grind every Saturday and Sunday and you can't get off of it.
Yep. And
there's no way to get off of that hamster wheel on the weekends unless you build something massive, which you've done.
That's right. And and I've experienced both because my first 2 years, I'll never forget, I was grinding, just like what you said. I worked a lot of hours, especially on the weekends and the evenings. My wife and I got 3 beautiful kids, and I missed a lot of baseball practices and football practices and birthday parties and friends events and fun family events and stuff like that. Because what was I doing? I was out showing houses Saturday, Sunday. I was writing contracts in the evening, right? I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week my second year grinding. Yeah, making a lot of money, right? So I had financial freedom, but I had 0 time freedom. Now over here, flip it over here to eXp. I've got both. I've got time freedom and financial freedom as a realtor, which that is unheard of as a realtor.
Yep, it is. All right, man, we're going to wrap this up, man. I'm going to fire some questions at you, Pat, and just kind of, this is going to be kind of off the cuff. Just whatever comes to mind, just give me some short answers. And I want to kind of pick your brain a little bit, but let me ask you this. Do you have a strict morning routine, and what's your favorite part about it?
You know what? It's not really a strict, obviously during the school year, with the kids and stuff like that, we're up at, 5:30 or so, get our coffee, get the kids dressed, take them to school, whatnot. But obviously with this pandemic and the COVID-19, it's kind of been a little off the last several months though. But, I like to get up and, obviously I grab my cell phone off the charger, and I really don't take a look at it until I go and make that cup of coffee. And then I'll come back into my office, and then I've got my coffee here, I've got my computer in front of me. And then that's whenever I start kind of going through my emails and my text messages and Facebook messages and stuff like that. So I like to be in my office kind of, kind of alone time, no distractions for me to, kind of start my day.
There you go. All right. So what has been the best audio book or piece of advice or information that you've received kind of lately? What are you consuming to kind of keep your mind moving forward about business?
Yeah. And, Tony Jerry is one of my great coaches and mentors. And, he's a great coach and mentor and a leader as well. And I read a lot of his books, and obviously we've been able to experience some hands-on time and training with him. And so he's definitely been very uber successful with helping train a lot of big Fortune 500 companies for them to go to the next level. And so I definitely like to fall back on his knowledge and experience as well.
Awesome. All right, here's an interesting one. What technology have you been using that you absolutely love?
Yeah, and I just got off a webinar actually with doing this is, for agent attraction, obviously with our real estate business, we need a CRM. Obviously with eXp, they give us KV Core for $50 a month to help us, house all of our leads, our buyer and seller leads. And so for my agent attraction side of the business, I like to use this CRM system called CRM Grow. One of my good friends, one of my agents that I personally brought on to eXp, Garrett Steve, he was actually able to kind of develop and launch the software system, which I use as well as a lot of other eXp agents in their agent attraction business.
All right, here's a cool one for you. And I know you've gotten really creative with closing gifts for your clients. What's the coolest closing gift you've been giving your clients?
Yeah, with our with our revenue share, I've been able to be blessed to actually buy a condo down at the beach in Rockport and Key Allegro. And so it's a business training facility for all my agents and my clients and my friends and family. And so, with the amount of income we're earning from this revenue share, you got to have some write-offs. And so I was actually blessed to buy a condo down there. And so I send my clients down there for a weekend getaway or for a week getaway if we're not using it. Hey, go use my condo, go enjoy it. And the feedback that I get from these clients is just unbelievable.
Talk about a closing gift. Like, hey, go spend the weekend in my condo at no cost.
Yep.
I bet they're just baffled.
Oh, yeah. They're like, wow, what are you talking about? At least can I pay for the cleaning? I'm like, no, it's on me. Hey, you just bought a house. You just bought a house. Go relax now.
Yeah. Hey, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received that stuck with you?
You know what? My mentor and sponsor here, Scott Lewis, he's, real estate for one is not easy. An agent attraction is not easy as well too, but I'll never forget. He's always asked me this: how bad do you want it? How bad do you want this, Pat? And I said, man, Scott, I want it bad. He said, then put the work in, do the time, put the work in, it will pay off. And a lot of agents, sometimes they want to give up, they want to give up at real estate. It's hard. I didn't get that listing appointment, or, that buyer said no, or whatever, that deal fell apart and they kind of want to give up. Just keep moving forward. How bad do you want it? It will happen if you keep grinding and keep working your tail off, because you know what? It's a proven point. 2 years ago, I was frustrated as well too. Scott Lewis said, how bad do you want it, Pat? How bad do you want it for those kids? I said, I want it bad. He said, well, don't give up.
Yeah. Yeah, we all experience that, right? That's
Yeah.
real estate. It's a challenging business. And then one last question. What would you want other brokers and agents to know about eXp?
Just that, for one, it's not a recruiting company. It's a real estate brokerage firm where the agents and the shareholders are growing this company together. We're selling a lot of real estate, and just like what Gene Frederick says, eXp Realty is making real estate fun again. Our good friend Jay Kinder said he framed this quote: "Once you see it, you can't unsee it." Guys, know what you're saying no to. This is an amazing opportunity. It's changed my life. Ian, it's changed your life. It's changed a lot of other agents' lives. I got a life-changing phone call 55 months ago. Now I'm able to reciprocate that and give other agents life-changing phone calls to help them grow their business, to help them sell more real estate, make more money, acquire more stock, and if they choose to, attract agents to start building in that passive income stream into their business.
Awesome. Well, gosh, well, man, thank you so much, Pat. I learned a lot more about you that I
Yep.
didn't know before. We've been friends for quite some time. So, hey, man, thanks again, man. We'll see you when we see you.
Hey, thanks for having me, Ian. I appreciate it. Let's grow, baby.
Got it. What an amazing interview that was. Pat Hayes is absolutely just crushing it with the eXp Realty business model. How about that closing gift for his clients? Pretty amazing to be able to provide that as a closing gift. Buy a condo and have your clients come stay in it for free on the weekends. Pretty incredible. So if you want to have a further business conversation about eXp Realty, don't hesitate. Give me a phone call, shoot me a text message, shoot me an email, however you want to communicate. I look forward to having a business conversation with you as well.